Declan Donnelly and Ant McPartlin found themselves being referees once more as Britain's Got Talent returned to ITV for the second round of semi-finals. One act's guest sent a subtle warning to the judging panel after some nasty comments. Singer Catherine O'Malley has auditioned for the ITV talent show numerous times before, usually with her husband by her side. However, as she returned for the 2026 series, she followed the advice of Amanda Holden and ditched him for her most recent audition. But in a surprise turn of events, after landing herself a spot in the semi-finals, she brought him back once more to tap dance alongside her. While most of the judging panel, which is made up of Simon Cowell, Amanda, Alicia Dixon and KSI, were glad to see her back and trying so hard, there was one person that the act just didn't land with. After a few tense comments from KSI, Catherine's partner interrupted the show as he said, "For this guy," while pointing at the judge before adding, "I'm an ex-boxer." He then started shadow boxing on the stage, showing off some of his moves. Former professional boxer, KSI, leaned back in his chair in awe before jumping up and copying the performer's moves as the audience erupted into cheers. Deck stood in front of the act, with his arms outstretched as he tried to stop them before exclaiming, "Not again." The tap dancer continued to jab the air and shout at KSI incoherently as Ant and Deck repeatedly yelled his name to try and get him to stop so that they could move on with the show. It follows Ant and Deck hosting a very dramatic I'm a Celebrity final just last week. The South Africa version saw an explosive live episode as the Geordie duo were forced to step in. The heated feud began between Jimmy Bullard and David Haig, who questioned the show's decision to edit down a row between Jimmy and actor Adam Thomas. The presenters were forced to break from the usual chipper character the show is used to seeing, with Gemma Collins and Sunita also walking off the stage in what has become one of the most chaotic moments on TV in years. It prompted over 1,000 complaints to Ofcom. Speaking about it later on their podcast, Hanging Out with Ant and Deck, Deck said, "It was quite the night." To which Ant replied, "There were walkouts, there were people going at each other. It was a weird night of TV." Deck continued, "It was very weird. We didn't quite know what to expect when we got to the studio. We didn't know until quite late on whether Jimmy was coming or not. We found out that Jimmy was coming, but that he had a bit of a bee in his bonnet, and he wanted to get that off his chest. So it was kind of a weird night all around."